When you look at some creators here on YouTube, you think, wow, I want to get smooth cinematic video like theirs. Then you buy the DJI Osmo Pocket or Pocket 2 and realize there's a bit more to know because the gimbal moves in 3 axes. It tilts, it pans, and it rolls. Then you learn there are 3 follow modes to shoot in. So what the heck does that mean? Hi, I'm Chuck, and I'm going to share with you the 3 follow modes for the DJI Osmo Pocket and Pocket 2. While the Pocket 2 is an update to the original Osmo Pocket, both of these gimbal cameras have the same basic functions, so this will apply to both versions of the DJI Pocket cameras. Now, when I first got the Osmo Pocket, I scratched my head after reading the manual on the follow modes. Which one do I choose? How do I use them? I was so confused because using gimbals was so new to me. It was just like learning photography. When you look at the camera dial for the first time, you can see that you can choose aperture, shutter, manual, and automatic modes. So then you think to yourself, which mode do I choose? So if you've had that same question with the follow modes on the DJI Pocket cameras, let me know by smashing that like button below. So how did I learn each of the 3 follow modes? Well, I just read the descriptions in the manuals and I had to play around with the Osmo Pocket to figure it out. It took some time, but here's what I learned. The first mode is follow mode. To get to follow mode, swipe up from the bottom of the touchscreen and tap the bottom right square until you see follow mode. What DJI says in the manual is that the pan and the tilt axis follow wherever you point the camera, and the roll axis remains level, keeping your horizon steady. So if you move the camera or gimbal body to the right or left, the gimbal head will follow. If you tilt the body up to view something high, or tilt the body down to view something low, the gimbal head follows too. Since the roll axis is locked, it will keep your background or horizon level. So what do you use this follow mode for? Well, following a subject you're filming. That could be you, someone else, an object, or scene. So this is follow mode with the DJI Osmo Pocket 2. It operates the same way with the Osmo Pocket, and it's a really cool mode. So if you're a vlogger, this mode is for you because I have face tracking on, so it's looking at my face, but I can tilt the gimbal body downwards so you can see what's behind me down there on the ground, and then I can tilt it upwards so you can get a better view of that plane that's behind me. I can also pan right and pan left, but the cool thing is the roll axis remains locked, so the horizon always remains level. Again, this is follow mode. I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see what it looks like filming something else. And right now I'm using the wide angle lens and ND filters together. They're made by Freewell. I'll put links in the description down below. So this is that plane here in the park. This is my subject. So as you can see here in follow mode, I can pan to the right. I can also pan to the left. And then I can tilt the gimbal body upwards so I can look to the sky. And then I can also tilt the body downwards so you can see the street. And the horizon remains level in this mode because the roll axis is locked. So the other thing that's really cool about filming in follow mode is you can walk and talk at the same time and film. And if you can walk and talk and film at the same time, kudos to you, because I'm always aware of what's around me and I'm always afraid of falling or stumbling on something. But some of you are really good at that. So follow mode is also good on the DJI Osmo Pocket or Pocket 2. In this shot, I'm following a motorized camera mount. As you can see, the Pocket is following it, and all I had to do was simply point the handle to wherever it was going. Now, here's another reason you might like this mode. You can hand the Osmo Pocket or Pocket 2 to someone and show them how to press record. And then you tell them simply point the handle in the direction they need to film. The second mode is tilt lock mode. On the touchscreen, swipe up and tap on the bottom right square until tilt lock mode is shown. DJI's manual says only the pan axis will follow while the roll and tilt axis are locked. What that means is it will film with a steady horizon so the camera head doesn't roll to the right or left. And since the tilt axis is locked, the gimbal head won't tilt up or down. So this is tilt lock mode on the DJI Osmo Pocket. I don't have face tracking on, but I'm framed in the shot and hopefully I'm in focus. But here's what happens in this mode. you can pan right and left. But the thing is, if you're vlogging, the tilt axis is locked, so if I move the gimbal handle downwards or I move the gimbal handle upwards, I might go out of view. So I've turned on face tracking here in tilt locked mode. So what it means is it will follow my face, so the tilt axis will unlock just as I move the camera to keep myself in this shot. And again, the pan axis is unlocked, but the roll axis remains locked and the horizon always remains level. If you're filming someone or something else, as long as they don't move up or down, you'll get a good shot with a steady horizon. In this shot, I have the camera set in tilt locked mode and I'm filming myself moving around the camera. Now here's an example how I creatively use this mode. I wanted a view of a hotel entry area and an artistic sculpture. So using the Alonzi MT16 extendable tripod grip, I started low and went high, and as you can see in this shot, as I rise from behind the bushes and simply lift the Pocket from low to high. Since the tilt axis is locked, I get a steady horizon even as I go above the bushes to film the sculpture and the activity in the entry area. Now I filmed another segment inside. Now imagine, if you had a long enough pole, you can even film a segment from low to high, simulating a drone takeoff. I use this mode for practice footage at Disney World. This was filmed handheld, taken from the platform above the entrance to Main Street. While a photographer was in between photos, I asked if I could step in and get a quick video and took this panning view of what I saw. I used tilt lock mode and it worked to keep the horizon steady. You'd never know this was a handheld shot and the camera didn't roll right or left, the horizon stayed straight. The last mode is FPV. Now FPV stands for first person view, and in the case of DJI Pocket gimbals, it means the pan, tilt, and roll axes follow the gimbal's handle. So watch this. As I move the gimbal body, the gimbal head follows. I can tilt up or down and the gimbal head will follow. I can rotate right or left, and I can roll the camera body to the right and left and it follows too. So think of it this way. Because it moves that way, it can simulate your view if you're riding in a car. If you go through a turn, your head follows your body. The same thing if you go up or down a hill. To maintain the view of what you're seeing, your head follows too. So how can this be used? Well, on the DJI website, they show footage from a roller coaster. So if you put one on when you ride a coaster, you would get shots similar to what you see where your head is following the dips, rolls, and turns. You can also create drone type movements and use creative transitions for things like real estate shots. You can get creative with food shots, or you can even do those dreamy rotating shots and the gimbal camera will smoothly follow. Now this is a tough mode to figure out, so you have to practice. And one of the things you don't want to do is get your viewer dizzy. But if you plan out a smooth flowing movement, you can get some creative, dreamy footage in this mode. So those are the three follow modes: follow, tilt locked, and FPV. So how has that helped me? Well, I know follow mode is where you can follow a moving object, or you can simply use that for vlogging. Tilt locked mode is for filming a subject mostly staying on the same level, but it has the flexibility of moving the gimbal camera up or down while keeping the horizon level. And finally, FPV mode is what I call the creative mode. It's for filming smooth, creative shots that are almost like you're riding along on a drone, because the gimbal head follows the movement and angles of the gimbal body. Now, just like learning the shooting mode dial on a camera, the follow modes can be easy to use once you learn them. So get out and practice. Now do me a favor, leave me a message below about these modes. Did you know about these follow modes? How are you using them on the DJI Pocket? If you like this 101 tutorial, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and check out some of these DJI Pocket videos here.